Hello again, Willie Meade, minister of the Herald Church of Christ. Today we're answering the question of what was created on which days and what did our Creator do after that. So there's a little song we sing in Vacation Bible School, the days of the week. I won't sing it for you, but I will go through it. Day 1, God made light when there was none. Day 2, God made clouds and skies so blue. Day 3, God made flowers, grass, and trees. Day 4, He made the sun and moon and stars. Day 5, He made birds and fish. And on the 6th day, He made land animals and man. And then the Bible says God rested on the 7th day. Well, He wasn't tired. He stopped creating because He was finished. So what is our Creator doing now? After He created all the beautiful things we see, He's created the earth we have, He's created the trees and the grass and the flower, He's put the sun there to give us warmth, and we're just far enough away not to burn up and just close enough not to freeze to death. He's made the planets and the stars. He has made the birds and the fish, and He's made all these things for our good pleasure, food to eat. He's made everything that you see. So what did He do after that? Well, if we read in Genesis chapter 3, it wasn't very long until God had given man really one commandment: don't eat of the tree that's in the midst of the garden. All the other trees you can, but not the one in the middle of the garden. Well, it wasn't too long before man disobeyed God, which God knew that would happen, and He had a plan in place. So when Adam and Eve had sinned and they began to make themselves clothes because they realized at that point they were naked, God begins to talk with Adam, and he says, Adam, where are you? And he said, well, I'm hiding. Why are you hiding for? Because I'm paraphrasing that. You can read that in Genesis 3. Because he said, because I was naked. And God said, well, how did you know you were naked? He said, did you eat from the tree? Well, the woman you gave me. Man began to shift the blame to the woman. And she made me eat of it. And so God was still talking and active in the affairs of man after creation. Wasn't too long after that, we read in Genesis chapter 6, God is dealing with Noah. Noah finds grace in the eyes of the Lord, which is unmerited favor. He didn't deserve it, but God gave it to him anyway. He said, Noah, there's going to come a rain. Hadn't rained on earth at that point. It's going to destroy everything that has breath, so you need to build an ark. So God is dwelling in the affairs of men. God is bringing judgment now on earth. In Noah's generation, He brings a flood. Noah and his wife and his 3 sons and their wives were saved on the ark. He brought 2 of every kind of animal, male and female, to fill the earth again. So God was still active in the affairs of man. He's still active in the affairs of men today. Our nation, if we keep on the pace we're going, if we keep alleviating God from our society, if we keep taking Him out of here, out of our society, out of our schools, out of the homes, and we just keep getting rid of God, He will judge us. We will, as through history we've seen, when a nation turns against God, they're turned into hell, the Bible says, or they go into bondage of another nation. Terrible things happen because they leave God. So God is still active in the affairs of man. The Bible says God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that will he also reap. So if we sow good seeds, we're going to reap good things. But if we sow bad things, we're going to reap bad things now and at the day of judgment. There's a day in which God is appointed that He's going to judge the world. And He is not slack concerning His promise. Because some people were saying, well, everything's been the same since creation. And Peter reminds them that, no, it hasn't been. There was a flood. Did you forget about that flood? That was judgment. But this time, he says, when He comes, He's coming in flaming fire, taking vengeance on those that know not God and that obey not the gospel. That's in 2 Thessalonians. But Peter says the same thing, that the elements are going to melt with fervent heat. So we ought to consider how we're living, he says, in all godliness. So God is still active in the affairs of man. He is still saving mankind today. He is still making, He has made the way, and He is still making human beings like me and you, giving them a fresh start, making them new, and each and every day in the life of a Christian, He is making them more and more into His image, like clay in the hand of a potter. So God created all the things you see in 6 days, and He's still working on me. We sing another little song, He's still working on me to make me what I ought to be. He's still working on us to make us what we ought to be. He's still active in the affairs of man. He still comes with us when 2 or 3 are gathered together in His name. He's there in the midst. He's there in spiritual form, and He said He would never leave us nor forsake us. We would love to have you at the Herald Church of Christ, and if these kind of videos interest you and these kind of questions, if you're finding the answers and you really want to learn more, it'd be a perfect thing to do is to come and worship the God of heaven here at the Herald Church of Christ with us. Come and worship Him. If you've never turned your life over to Him, that would be an even better thing. So until next time, keep looking to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith.